Setting up your meeting for custom. Halfway through, done, redirecting. We should be live, I believe. Please work. Yes, we're live. Hi, we are live.
Hi. Oh, hello.
We're live on YouTube and the Facebooks. Oh, we don't have our normal intro, do we? Oh, we will for the radio or for the audio, but for here we won't. So I get to do my welcome to another episode of
Dude, yeah, it's been a while. We haven't heard it.
It has been a while. We might have to just bring that back and just do it that way from now on. So
Do it.
anyway, so super casual, informal episode of Disc Golf Answer Man, as we answer your disc golf questions, as we say farewell to Robert McCall as he goes on his new adventure. And then, of course, later on, we will have some disc golf life tip. No, not disc golf, but just regular old life tips with Bobby.
Yes.
That was a special request from Robert, so I have a few for him to take on his journey.
When we had dinner the other night, Shay hadn't heard those, and I was like, Shay, I promise you this is my favorite thing Bobby has ever done on this show. And so we listened to them, and she didn't think they were as funny as I did, but I thought they were hilarious.
I know she gave me a couple courtesy laughs, but
you just felt bad for Bobby, right?
Probably.
Yeah, she was like, "That's dumb," and I was like, "Yeah, correct."
So let's see. Rising Am Disc Golf, is this actually live, or am I being scammed? No, you are not being scammed. We are live with the entire DD Media crew. We're saying goodbye to Robert McCall. We're going to do a regular episode, and we actually have some special guests that will be on later in the show to bid a farewell to Robert. So we'll get into that a little bit later. So
is it these guys?
Yes, special guests right now. Surprise!
Yeah, we're here.
Yes.
He's just not going to intro us.
People we actually talked about and said would be on the show. Aren't you surprised?
Aren't you so special?
Oh man,
I pulled all the strings to make sure the people we pay were here.
dude, I appreciate that. These are the most special guests.
Yes. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and start the show. Let me start with our official. Hey, I can't even do it. I don't even know how to do it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. And on this special episode, we have Robert McCall, Eric McCabe, Anthony. I'm not even going to try the last name because I would screw it up.
Nice.
Van and
And Danny Big Flicks. So he is on the show. That's who we have this time, right? Is Big Flicks? Do we have Big Flicks? I don't know if you have to go into some sort of
I'm about to go change
something.
it. I forgot how to change the name. So I
got to change your name. Okay. Anyway, we're here for the Disc Golf Answer Man episode 346 and a farewell to Robert McCall. A few items I want to take care of before we get into the question part of the show. Dynamic Discs Open registration has opened. For the A tier side, all the divisions are open. We're talking rec, advanced, intermediate, and the age protected divisions are open for you to register. So make sure you get in there. A lot of people have already got in there and registered. We are going to make it Dynamic Discs Open happen. Of course, be it with all the COVID, we don't know what it'll be at that time frame, but we'll have all the precautions in place that need be. But we're going to have you guys out here for sure. On the national tour side, it is open for registrants rated 985 and higher for the MPO side, and FPOs are rated 875 and higher can register tonight, January 19th tonight at 6 p.m. Central. Go to dynamicdiscsopen.com to get all the details there and get yourself registered. Oh,
Some of those are full. Some of those divisions are full too.
Are they full already?
Well, like the day I forgot to sign up for MP40, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to sign up tonight. And I ate dinner, and then I went to bed, and I woke up the next day. I'm like, oh yeah, and I went and looked, and it's like 10 people deep on the wait list. I'm like, oh cool.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm doing it. So I signed up for MPO this year. So I'll be playing with the kiddos this year. So it'll be fun. It'll be great. Yeah.
Making 2021 come back with a bang.
That's right.
Dynamic Discs Open mobile app. Now, this is a very cool and unique way to stay connected to the event and stay connected to people that are playing and spectating at the event. Now, you don't have to be a spectator or play in the event to be on the app. You can still see some of the action that happens in the activity stream and chat with other people, even if you're not going to be here in Emporia, Kansas. But we are going to use it heavily to communicate and connect with you as far as the events at the Dynamic Disc Open and whatnot. So make sure that you sign up for that. Just go to dynamicdiscopen.com. Look for the, I think it just says mobile app on the navigation, and it'll give you instructions how to get onto the app. One last thing, we have the United States Amateur Match Play doubles starting soon. Now, disc golf match play, we're switching it up this year. Instead of doing singles and then doubles, we're doing doubles and then singles. If you're curious what discs you get for doubles, you will get a Dynamic Discs Prime Moonshine EMAC Judge.
Oh, what's up?
Oh,
So a lot of people excited about that disc, and you'll get it in the Prime Moonshine Plastic. And you also get a Latitude 64 SPZ2. Now that's just for the players. Now, what I really want who I want to talk to is the people that can run these local qualifying brackets. The dates to submit your application to run one is February 15th through April 23rd. And once you have at least 4 registered players, you as a TD will have the option of purchasing 16 Dynamic Discs Moonshine Evaders, the new evaders that are coming out. And so, of course, you can do with, I think you can give those away as prizes or raise money for your event or whatnot, but you will have the option of buying up to 16 of those for your event. So go to discgolfmatchplay.com, get all the information there, start talking to your disc golf community, get them interested, and let's see if we can get you a representative from your state to come out and represent them in Emporia.
if anybody's looking to just give away those evaders,
You're down? You'll just take them?
I'll just win those giveaways.
Conveniently,
Thanks.
I
I
was.
I'll bring them by later. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now to what we normally do on the show, and that is get to our disc golf questions. And then I think I've already told everybody about it. I want everybody to think, and even in the chat, if you want to say in the chat, tell us what your favorite Robert McCall memory is. And we'll talk about it on the show. So be thinking about that to Eric, Anthony, and Danny.
PG or
disc golf memory or
my
family friendly or
sorry.
Yeah, really.
Sorry, my bad.
Robert with all those R-rated memories.
Man.
Yeah, you know me.
That's really
As soon
limited.
as that red light goes off, man.
Totally different guy.
All right, this first question is from Ryan Joyce. When to start throwing distance drivers? Hey y'all, I can currently get a Lucid Escape to around 275, but I know that an Escape can be thrown much further. I'm wondering when I should start thinking about throwing a distance driver and which disc/plastic you would recommend for that. Thanks, always love the show. All right, so you've come to the right place, everybody. For
No,
your
I was just
answer.
I was just trying to think. I think that's probably right on the edge of where you're going to get a little bit more distance out of a distance driver. You know, if your Escape is going 275, a distance driver, especially a more understable one, might go a little farther for you. But it's really hard to say for sure. If you are going to go the distance driver route, you'd want to do something more understable for sure. Maybe like the Renegade would be good. You could go. Shoot, I'm running out of. Havoc is a great one. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's what I would
only
recommend.
a couple of days. Your job ended, and you're already forgetting what is what, huh?
It's the high-speed understable drivers. I know that we don't have a ton of them, but I couldn't even think of the Latitude ones.
Would you consider Captain in that category?
Yeah, probably so. I would think so. Yeah.
Cool. All right, there you go. Next one comes from Tim, Growing the Sport. Apparently, we are keepers of the real. I need some supreme realness thrown my way. This could even double as a hot take. Oh, here we go. Here we go. You ready? Non-sanctioned events are far more fun to us lesser skilled types, and more of these affordable events would go a long way towards growing the sport. We don't all want to join the PDJ, and that extra $10 is kind of a kick to the nether regions, which keeps us from signing up. Aside from the cost of sanctioned events, they just don't seem to be as fun for those of us who don't take our play terribly seriously. I, for one, don't play tournaments for a chance at winning. I play for the fun of the game. Why are so many of the tournaments sanctioned? Most disc golfers I know don't even bother with sanctioned events, but absolutely love playing in competitions. Every single non-sanctioned event I've attended, all run by Tyler Searle in Northwest Florida, have been an absolute blast, and we need more of this kind of stuff to grow the sport. What do you say? Thanks, guys.
I'm all for non-sanctioned events too. I think that they are a lot of fun to play. I thoroughly enjoy going out and playing like poo and not having to worry about a rating drop too. You know what I mean? You guys know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. But I would say the main reason that you see a lot of PDGA sanctioned events is simply because of the insurance policy that the PDGA provides for all sanctioned events. That's one big thing. I know that Taco and I are actually in the process of running a doubles event at where's that at? Over in Council Grove. And with the Corps of Engineer, you have to provide insurance. You just have to. And it's so much cheaper to go the PDGA route than it is to buy our own insurance for the event. So I'm guessing that's probably part of the reason that you're going to see a lot more PDGA sanctioned events than non-sanctioned.
Plus, it adds a little bit of legitimacy to your events, especially
Sure
if you're
does.
trying to draw in maybe some more higher rated players. Or, I mean, obviously, you're going to have to go the A tier route if you're going to want some of the top pros to come out or some of the pros to come out.
And the
You're gonna-
scoring too, that being able to utilize the PDGA scoring system
Yeah.
that they're doing now that, COVID's in place.
So I hear that a lot sometimes too about sanctioned versus non-sanctioned. But I would say I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that like, I mean, I wouldn't use words like nobody and everybody, because sanctioned events still get filled and still people want to play. I think it's just a matter. I don't know that either one is hindering or helping the sport grow the sport, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think your comment about the legitimacy is valid. If players see that a tournament is PDGA sanctioned, they're more likely to think of it in a higher regard. For the longest time, the big exception to that was Southern Nationals, but a lot of those are sanctioned now too. And I don't know the reasoning behind them doing that, but I do know big players show up to sanction events. They draw bigger crowds usually.
All right. Next one comes from John. He wants to give us a suggestion about plastic for the truth. Hi, team. I absolutely love the Truth and the EMAC Truth. Have been introduced to them via Prime Plastic. I really like the stiffness and grip. I'm not a fan of Fusion and Lucid Plastic. Is there any chance that you could develop a plastic with the qualities of Prime, but with the durability of a premium plastic? Because I throw the heck out of my Prime Truths and they beat up quick. Keep it real, even if Roberts goes offline. So I guess we got to keep it real even when you're gone, Robert.
Dang it.
I heard you guys were going to stop.
Yes, everything's going to be completely fake.
Yeah.
Chaos.
Nice.
As far as I mean, I guess yes. Thank you for the suggestion. We'll look into it. We'll get back to you. I don't know. I mean,
Go ahead, Eric.
We'll get back to you. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's tough to find the plastic that has the grippiness that Prime does because of the material that it's made out of. And obviously that material is going to break down a lot faster than Lucid or Fusion. The other plastic that does come to mind would be like a Biofusion. It's going to be pretty grippy, I would say. It's going to be not quite as overstable or durable as Lucid or Fusion. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if you just want your plastic to last longer, you just kind of have to throw that Lucid or Fusion, to be honest with you. But or just get a massive stack of primes because they're not that expensive. That could work too.
There you go.
Yeah, this is one of those situations like in a lot of in a lot of arenas like this where they say like there's no such thing as free lunch in blank, right? So basically what they mean by that is you can have some good aspects, but you're going to give up in some other areas. And when it comes to plastic and durability, that's just how it is. If you're going to have the grippiest plastic, as of right now, the way that plastic is made, it's not going to be the most durable because of the material that it requires to make it. So it's everything's a give and take. I'm with Eric. Some of my favorite discs are premium plastic discs that are worked in that have like, the oils from your hands and you've thrown a bunch of times. That makes them more grippy. Those are some of my favorites for sure.
Cool. All right. Next one is putting while choking. I'll go ahead and address this and say you probably shouldn't eat while you're putting. No.
Next
Like a
question.
problem you'd want to solve
Right.
before moving on to putting.
Correct.
That's considered a distraction. Your 30 seconds resets. You're good.
Correct.
Next question.
Dang.
If you get nervous over a putt, take a bite of a snack. Guys, I'm distracted.
I'm just right.
I'm almost dead.
All right. Hi, guys. In competitive play, I invariably put a couple of my important and easy putts short. The line is great. They just bounce off the basket from 10 to 15 feet away. I practice a lot, so it is clearly a mental thing. Any tips to avoid this? Good luck to Robert, and long live DGAM.
Is that going to be our new thing?
Just
Long live DGAM. Yeah.
It's because we couldn't do this.
Yeah.
That was taken. Wait, hold on.
Mistaken.
All right. So how do we avoid that?
I was going to say, Eric, you're the best putter of the bunch. Talk about how you practice putt.
Only barely. Oh, well, actually.
Yeah, just let's keep in mind, not by much.
Yeah.
A whole lot here recently, but for me, when I go out and practice putting, I don't tend to stay in one area a whole lot. So I like to move around a lot, get different angles, different views of the basket, different winds as well. But it's honestly just repetition. I know you say you practice, but you just have to practice. Like, put in even more time than you're putting in if that's doable, because that's really at the end of the day what it takes is more hours on the putting field than it is, going out and just playing casual rounds. If it's putting, building confidence, the only way to build true confidence is putting yourself in those situations. So for me, when I was touring or practicing and putting time into my game, I would legit spend around 2 to 3 hours on the practice basket, just straight up putting. And that's like almost every single day is getting out there and just putting. And that's honestly what it takes.
Yeah. And just like you said, in developing confidence, you can't just walk up and be confident. It comes from watching the putter go into the basket over and over and over and over. And so a long time ago, Mark Ellis put out a putting video about starting, you know what I'm talking about starting really close to the basket, like insanely close to the basket, and just watching the putter go in the basket over and over and over. And I think that I really do think there's something to that. Everybody's going to miss short putts sometimes, 10 or 15 footers, that happens. But the more that feels comfortable to you because you've practiced it so many times, the less you're going to feel shaky over it. It's just like, I've done this 1,000 times, 2,000 times, however many times. So yeah, I'm with you. There's no substitute for just watching the putter go in the basket.
Can I add something real quick here?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, when they tend to get nervous in putting, they'll lean forward, and that will take a lot of your lower body out of the putt. So just make sure that you stay balanced. And because if your legs aren't pushing because you're already leaning forward, then you might not have the power coming there from your putt. So that's just a little mental note that might help as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So don't lean back.
You don't want to recline while you're putting. No.
Hit the recliner, click. All right. So a couple of favorite memories of Robert's from the YouTube chat. Matthew says, my favorite moment was the 1003 reveal with the disc. Gonna miss you, Robert. So yeah, when me and Robert had a bet going where I said he couldn't reach be over 1,000
rated.
rated.
Right there, Bobby?
I think
Yeah,
it's still
right
up on the wall.
It should be.
I love the cheesy smile. Just it's the best.
I have this one. I don't have the one that that had to be created because I lost. So yeah, there's the thumbs up there. Oh, I didn't
Yeah, the other one, we made 2 discs. The other one was just
yeah.
because we didn't know. Like, I didn't look all day. That was really fun. You gave me far too much time.
Yes, I did. Way too much time.
But it gave us a year and a half plus of stuff to talk about on Disc Golf Answer Man. So it was great.
Rising M says, my favorite memory is definitely all the Disc Golf is Life commercials featuring Robert, as well as his antics in practice round videos. Dang it.
Those practice round videos were a ton of fun. I'll miss doing those for sure. And just casually smoking the touring pros, even if only on one hole, doesn't matter.
Robert telling Doc Zen says, Robert telling Bobby to drop the cake for the ration commercial. That was something we did in your backyard during the COVID.
It was.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Speaking of practice round ink dicks, this was during the Luck of the Draw Junior Worlds when you did the in the bag as Eric Oakley. Do you remember that? He's like, check it out. I don't know. That was funny.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. Speaking of in the bag, someone else's memory. I can't find it.
The in the bag in the van. I saw that earlier.
In the van, yeah. So where were we? What event was that?
We were at AmWorlds. And yeah, we were driving. It was in Iowa.
Okay.
And we were driving around, and Paige and Zach were in the back, just going through my discs and roasting me about every one of them.
course, I had to grab the camera and start filming it. So yeah,
It was very funny.
good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's get back to the questions. This next one is from Ken in Colorado. Hey, Disc Golf Answer fam. My question involves run up versus walk up. I've been playing disc golf for a couple of years now, and I've always used a very slow and deliberate walk up, just an X step, then plant and throw. I currently throw around 350 to 375 quite consistently using this style, but my friends always tell me I could greatly increase my distance with an actual run up. Is this true? And if so, how would I go about practicing this? When I try a faster run up, my timing is all off and I have very little angle control, making my shots super inconsistent. They either turn and burn or end up extremely nose up. Thanks for all you guys do and keep it real.
Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny, give us the rundown, Danny.
It's your time
It
to
depends
shine.
on how slow.
I mean, don't give us the rundown, give us the walk down.
the walk down. Okay.
Yeah.
Walk up.
It depends on how slow you're moving in your walk up compared to a run up. Because I've seen some people who are focusing on their footwork, they'll stop as they X step, and that kind of defeats the purpose. Like, you're supposed to be carrying a little bit of momentum. I would use Tristan Tanner as a good like baseline, as like that's about as slow as you want to really move. I mean, there might be some people who do it slower, but I think like that's a good thing to aim for. But yeah, I don't think most people gain much from moving faster, aside from if just that's what they're comfortable doing.
Like Josh Anton would be the
Yeah,
because he moves.
or James Conrad, like
But he's just kind of slow though. He's not like
I think it's because he's
long.
tall.
It's
Yeah.
very long. It's not like fast
Mhm.
for Conrad in my mind, I guess.
No, yeah, I don't know. The thing is your timing has to match what your speed is, and so if you're focusing on doing all the timing properly and you're also moving really fast and balanced properly, the first time you do it, you're probably going to fall over because your feet will just get all tangled up while you're trying to X step. And so that's why it's good to start slower. So while you get everything settled, but you don't want to like stop all the way. And then once you're at past like 500, 550 feet, then you can add a little bit more speed and see if that helps.
Would it be fair to say, like, to mimic, I'm not picking on these people, but like to mimic Eric Oakley's form is probably not a good way to start out because it's so unique. And I'm thinking of him and James Conrad, because James, he has such a long run up and he has such I'm sure it's just his style, but his follow through literally almost propels him 10 feet away from the tee pad. So
At least.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just his style, but would you say in seeing what really works with forms, you think that's a hindrance to him at all? It's hard to say that because he gets the distance, but
Yeah.
It's just so exaggerated, it seems.
I think that for people who are at the top, I don't think their form is obviously right in the places where it needs to be right. But like another example is the left arm that like Paige and Double G do, how they kind of crank their rotation with that. That's really hard to do properly. And they developed it naturally just through the years of playing. And so trying to develop it purposefully is very tricky. Or something like a Brinster hop, which is kind of what Oakley does. He also does his left arm way up in the air, but like that jump as an X step, James Conrad does it too. That is very difficult to do right. And most people just do it as a compensation for moving too fast. But obviously Steve Brinster and all the other people that I mentioned do it correctly. But it's not something that I would teach people to do out of the gate. But if it develops naturally and they're doing it properly, I'm not going to tell anybody to change.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. Next one is from Chris. Foot fault or not? That is the question. Hey guys, my question is specifically about straddle putts. I have always thought that when you mark your lie, you would draw an imaginary 90-degree line, or T for the lack of a better term, behind your marker and must not cross that line with either foot. More times than not in casual rounds, tournament rounds, and even pro footage, I see players lining their feet up 90 degrees with the pole of the basket, which puts 1 foot in front of that imaginary line. Is this a foot fault or should it be called? If this is a foot fault, in your opinion, why do you think none of the pros call anybody on it? Thanks for all you do and keep up the good work. Yes, you and the best.
Thank you. It's dude, it's vest weather. It's finally vest weather. I think what you might be looking at is a problem of perspective when watching the footage, because every pro knows this rule that if you're straddling, that you can't have 1 foot in front of that perpendicular line to the basket. And so unless their card mates are just totally oblivious, or, they're just kind of sneaking one by people, I think it's just a problem of perspective. It's very unlikely that you're going to have someone whose foot is farther forward than that kind of perpendicular line
From
to
the
the pole.
line as well. You can have let's say your left foot is behind your mini. You can have your right foot in front of your left foot as long as it's not in front of the back of the mini.
There you go.
Whatever mini you want to call it. So you could have a bit of a staggered stance and it's still perfectly legal as well.
Yeah, that's a super good point. That may be something that they do too. If they want one particular foot forward, but they can't straddle out that way, then they've got that, basically sheet of paper's worth of distance behind where they can put one of their feet. That's a good point.
Excellent. All right, we got a super chat from Michael. Robert, you have been great to watch on this show, buddy. I also still love you. Oh, wait, I also still love you.
Wow.
There's not even those words in there. I also still believe you are one of the top commentators in disc golf, man. I appreciate everything you've done so far, me and disc golf. And I love you. No,
Yes,
I still put that in there.
I was going to say,
Dude,
where did
and
you
I
get
love
this
you.
from, Bobby?
Thanks.
Bobby, colors are
'cause
coming out.
Right underneath it says, I echo Michael. I love Robert's commentating. I tend to read and then try to read other things at the same time.
It's okay, man. It's Freudian slip. You can let it out. First of all, Michael, thanks for the 10 super chat. Appreciate that, and thank you for the kind words as well. I don't want to bury the lead or anything. A couple of commentary outlets have been in touch, so that might happen some this year. I'm not sure, but thank you for the support, and I hope to be able to be on the mic some this year, when the job fits and when time with the little man fits as well. So thanks.
All right, Danny or Anthony, do you have any favorite moments of Robert that you want to share with people?
Yeah.
That was coming.
Dang it!
That was coming.
I really can't quite think of one.
I had 2 of them. I had the one from the Junior World's Luck of the Draw. And I think just those entire videos are just so funny, just because it's just Robert roasting the team players the whole time. And like, they don't have a mic. They can't say anything about it. So probably, yeah, those times filming is some of my favorite videos to make for sure.
I know
That was fun.
it was talked about last week. Did you ever post the dang it video, Bobby?
You mean the crap video?
Or crap? Yeah.
It's unlisted, isn't it?
I think it's unlisted. I'm going to try to pull it up here. I'm going to try to pull up. You guys answer a question, and I'm going to try to pull it up.
We don't
Let's
have the
see.
questions.
I'm going to ask it, and then you can.
Oh, okay.
Any
Let's see.
question you choose.
Yeah, just pick a question.
2 + 2.
Why is the sky blue? Let's see. We'll do this one. Changing grips from Ian. Hey guys, I am 17 years old and have been playing just over a year. At the beginning, I only threw a modified fan grip, but it was killing my middle finger so much to where I couldn't flip people off. No, I'm playing. He didn't say that. Sorry.
And I love you.
I love you. So much to where I took 2 weeks off and learned a new grip, the power grip. Now I only throw a power grip whether I'm laying up from my 80 or teeing off with the mid. Yeah, I'm very comfortable with this, but my question is, what are the benefits in changing to fan grip with slower discs? And is it something I may want to consider as I work on my game? Thanks for everything and keep it real.
Danny?
Yeah, okay. So the reason that people throw or pros throw with a power grip is because it provides the strongest grip. And when you're throwing a powerful shot, you want to hold onto the disc as long as possible so you can leverage it, because your throw should speed up as you throw. And then the longer you can hold onto it, the higher it's going to, the release velocity is going to be. So the reason that a lot of players will switch to a different grip for like up shots or something like that is because they're not holding onto the disc as tightly, and then it doesn't require as much power to release. So it's easier to throw it to control the power and like scale it down. So that's why you'll see a lot of players will only power grip distance drivers and fairways where they'll more control grip on mids or putters or something like that. So I think it's possible to power down a power grip, but most people will get more consistency out of something that just has a little bit less of a death grip on the disc when you're trying to not throw at 100%.
Yeah. Eric, you've got a bunch of discs there. Will you show your grip again? I've always thought yours was very good for, because it's not quite power, but it's not quite fan. It's like kind of in the middle.
I think I got it.
Like a
Oh,
stack,
close.
I think they call it.
Stack. That's what I've heard it called. Yeah.
Yeah. And you use that for pretty much everything, right, Eric?
Yeah, use it for pretty much all shots. Now, if I'm throwing a putter, it may be fanned out a little bit more, not a whole lot, but definitely like not quite tucked in on the rim that hard. But for me, it's just comfortability of the grip, and always having the same grip doesn't allow as much air coming out of the hand. You know, just being consistent with the same grip over and over is how I've always done it. It's kind of like the Oakley form. He's always done it, so it works for him, and this is something I've always done, so it works for me.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just not able to power down a power grip, and you obviously are. You're holding onto the disc really tightly though when you're throwing like full power shots. You got a pretty solid grip on it though, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I think that's really important.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, hang on tight. I'm going to see if I can share my favorite Robert moment here. Let's see if it will let me.
Let us know in the chat. Do you power grip your mid ranges or do you do a different grip on them? Personally, I do. Just while Bobby's pulling it up. I know EMAC uses a stack. What do you do, Robert?
I am a power grip, everything fairway driver and up. 3-finger for me. I'm a weirdo. My pinky has never sat very well underneath the rim. And then fan, well, kind of like a stack-ish fan grip, like Eric. Like that's what my fan grip looks like. It's not super fanned out. That's kind of how I putt. But when I'm throwing, it's kind of that stack. That's what I'll throw anything mid-range or putter.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like it won't let me share it until I. Oh no, maybe it is.
Oh,
Can
your
you
screen
see it?
sharing. Yep.
Yes.
Nice. We're ready.
Hopefully you can hear it.
Everybody check his tabs for new release disc leaks. There aren't any. We're good.
Can you hear?
Nope.
There's
No.
audio.
Usually up at the top, you got to share computer audio.
But it's pretty obvious what he's saying.
This is also the closest we're ever going to get to Robert dancing on camera.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that was
that's
a thing.
very true.
That was a thing for a while. Everybody would try and get Robert to dance.
Or sing.
Mm.
Pass on both.
No, there's nothing that says share.
When you're sharing your screen, there's that little bar at the top, right?
Drop that.
It's
Bobby,
on this,
drop
so
that
you
in
just post
the
link.
Yeah. Drop that in the Answer Man group or something.
Okay, I'll do that.
I need to save that one because my parents thought it was hilarious.
Yes.
Bobby can't do this with videos that I make.
He purposely makes it to where I cannot use.
That will probably be that's probably my favorite memory.
Do you want to
with
tell him
Eric.
why, Eric?
I will not say why.
It's like
Save it
celebrities
for the
that
day I
wear
leave PD. How about that?
No,
Yeah,
we'll share-
there you go.
celebrities that wear
Let's
the
stop sharing.
anti paparazzi clothing or whatever.
All right, we'll have to. So if you're listening on the audio, you will need to check the. I'll give it to Anthony so he can put in the link when he posts the this episode. Let me get back to the live and I'll post it in the link. See if it'll let me. I'll post it in the chat. Go here.
Spoiler alert, it's good. We can just take how long is that bit? Like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
We can just take like a 2-minute break from talking. We can all go watch it and
Just watch it together. That's
probably
also a previous iteration of my hair for sure. So enjoy that.
You should also, Anthony, just put the audio in the podcast, in the audio podcast. People just enjoy hearing him say crap over and over again. So anyway, Robert, the whole premise of that video is Robert, I put it in the chat for YouTube, is that Robert was messing up on his lines and his word of choice was crap, but specifically crap. And
Crap.
I noticed he was saying it quite a bit. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to make a compilation of him saying crap.
Right.
And
What?
One of the best things that I've ever produced.
And this created a bit of contention between Bobby and myself, because he told me before this video, he was like, okay, I want you to rehearse so that you'll be ready for this. And so I was like, okay. So I looked over the script a few times and I was like, all right, I should be good to go. Well, he wanted me to freaking one take, like a bunch of stuff all in a row. And so I would mess up, or I would say it just like not perfect. And he'd be like, no, we have to do it over. And well, as you know, if you've seen the video, I messed up a lot and I said crap a lot, and we had lots of It was great. It was all around great.
It's wonderful.
That's when Bobby and I became best friends and also mortal enemies.
Yeah. All right. So next, let's answer a question, and then we have some special guests standing by to say goodbye to Robert. This one's from Sean. Okay. Hello. Bonjour. Hola. Aloha.
Nice. I think it's covered.
So I'm heading out on a MEU. Bobby can explain since he was in the Marine Corps. I've been racking my brain trying to come up with a way to not lose all parts of my game while out and about, other than basic fitness things to stay healthy. What do you guys think I could do to not fully forget how to disc golf? Mind you, extremely small space on ship.
What's a MEU?
I do not remember. He's basically getting deployed somewhere. Yeah. A Marine Expeditionary Unit.
And he's going to be on a boat.
So he's going to be on a boat, probably. It sounds like a small ship. So he's going to be deployed. Yeah, in the Marine Corps, you'd have guys go on 6 months or 1 year deployments. And they would be gone.
Take a bunch of discs from a different manufacturer and just chuck them into the ocean.
Just send them. It's like when you go to a driving range. You're never getting those back.
Go ahead.
Towel drill. You've seen that, where you like hold a towel just to have some resistance in your hand, and then you can practice your throw, and you're not going to hurt your arm because you have the little towel preventing you from just opening your arm too fast.
Did he
Find
say
a buddy
he's
to play
not-
catch with.
That too.
Yeah. Did he say he's not able to bring a basket? Because I mean, putting is the super easy answer. You could just put a pillow up against a wall or use a couch or a chair or something if you can.
And think about how good you'd be at putting when you get off of a ship that's just filled with emotions.
Like those
I've
swinging
never-
baskets or whatever, you'd be able to nail those all the time.
I never got deployed, but I would imagine that even a portable scout is going to be a challenge to get on there, because you do not there's no accommodate. They don't care. You're there to do a job. You have enough room to sleep and shower and change clothes, and that's about it. So
Something Zoe Andyke mentioned one time is like just holding a disc and like playing with it. That keeps the muscles and like your fingers strong, and used to holding a disc. So that can help when you're coming out of the off season, just so it still feels natural.
all right. So before we get to anything, go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you for your service.
Oh,
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. All right. So we've got one special guest that's ready to come in and say hello. Let's see if he's getting, I will admit him. There's our other special guest.
Oh,
Hey.
I was going to say, I don't know who any of these people are. Well, I mean, I know who it is now, but I didn't know ahead of time.
Oh, this is awkward. Is this like the Disc Golf Answer Man like tryouts? Is this where we get?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're holding
we're
auditions.
looking-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny, you ever
Oh,
seen
the-
Hunger
the-
Games?
Yeah. I mean, what's really awkward is that my co-host is here from my podcast later tonight.
Wait, you're interviewing as well?
All right. So yeah, I reached out to Terry and Johnny V from SmashBoxx and asked them to be on our farewell show to Robert. And of course, they jumped on the opportunity. I figured so maybe Terry didn't jump on the opportunity.
I thought I was here to sell stuff. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. Who's this
You thought
Robert
this
guy?
was this the
Trying to
auction site? Is
stuff
that
off.
so I figured it'd be appropriate to have them on, since a lot of the banter going back and forth we had with you guys, and then of course you working with Robert on commentary and stuff like that. I thought it'd be great for you guys to get on and kind of say your farewells to Robert and give Robert an opportunity to say hi. So go ahead.
I'll lead a little bit and say, I just need to clarify, Robert, I know what we've done in terms of SmashBoxx, live broadcasting, and those types of things, but what is it exactly that you were doing at DD these last few years? Like 9 to 5, like what were some of you did work?
No. We made videos, said crap often. That was pretty much it. Went down to Bobby's office. We just talked about whatever.
At the touch
Yeah.
discs. Yeah.
Torchies, you know,
Right.
that was mostly it. Thank you for the question.
He was also Bobby's landlord for a while. So
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, it sounds like a dream job for anyone and everyone out there. So I'll
Same.
follow that up and ask, like, if somebody was interested in being involved in disc golf media, and I think everyone on the panel could answer this, but what would you say? What would be your tips or your advice that you'd give out to the world in terms of being involved with disc golf media?
Nice. Awesome question. I'll be honest with you, and I'm you guys know the story because it involved both of you, but I kind of backed into this if we're being honest. I was playing 2016 Worlds extremely poorly, I might add. And Dixon was supposed to commentate with you, Terry, over the MPO, but he was playing very well, and so he had afternoon tee times. Well, when you play very poorly, as I was, you have morning tee times. And so I was available every afternoon. And when Dixon couldn't do it, I was like, hey, look, we had never met at that time. You and I hadn't, Terry, nor me and Johnny. And so I just said, hey, look, I don't have any experience doing this, but if you just need someone to walk and talk with you to like bounce a question off so you don't have to carry the whole time, I'm here. I've literally got nothing else going on. And yeah, we did that the first day together, and then the next day, and then all the rest of the days, including the finals, and then GMC, and then all the Worlds from then until it would have been this year too. Or I guess in 2020. And so yeah, I like I said, I kind of lucked into it, but I would say if people are listening and interested in getting into it, it's obvious that those who are more active on social media are going to have a leg up because people already know who you are. You know, if you meet somebody in person, that's awesome. You can learn about them, but social media kind of skips that step, and you can just see this is what somebody has to offer. And so if you're starting from scratch, man, make a YouTube channel, find some coverages that these guys have done, or that, you know, Jomez has done, or that Gatekeeper, whoever. Commentate over them, show what you've got if that's something that you're interested in. If you're interested in the commentary side, if you're interested in the review side, reach out to some companies and just see if they'll send you some products in exchange for a fair trade. I mean, that's like for making a video of their product. Danny did a bunch of stuff like that for a while, and then did forum videos and is considered an expert in the field. He got hired at DD as a result of that work. Same goes for Anthony, but on funny videos and reviews and stuff. And so like you've got two guys, honestly, who have done more, like who actually know what they're doing a lot more than I do, sitting in the room. Pattern yourselves after those guys if you're looking specifically to get into disc golf media, I think.
Yeah, start with what you have access to. I mean, you don't if you want to do reviews, review discs you have in your bag. You don't need to like, oh, I can't, you know, so and so won't send me a disc. It's just go out and film yourself, get those reps in. You know, the hardest step is the first one.
Yeah,
oh,
that's super true. I like that.
I thought you just got hired because of your hair. So okay,
that's true.
Good.
It helps if you go to the salon multiple times a month.
Well, I hope wherever you're moving, you've checked out all the salons. So,
I haven't. I'm going to be honest. I'm terrified.
Nervous.
You should just move Carlos with you. Just
yeah, Carlos. Look, I don't know what you're getting paid now. I'll double it. Just move with me. Come on.
Sorry, he's not allowed. He has a whole
well.
family. It's a thing.
That's right. That's right.
I will say, Robert. I gush all the time about the times that we have together when we've shared time in the booth or on the course, wherever it might be. I've always enjoyed all of the live broadcasts that we've done, anything that we've worked together. It's always been really pleasurable. And, you know, I know someone said it earlier that they've always enjoyed your commentary. You have the right amount of humor mixed in with plenty of disc golf knowledge. And then you've also always taken the time to know what's going on with the players to then also, you know, even learn what's in their bag. And just all of those things, along with everything you give for presentation, has been incredible and truly one of my favorite people to work with. And if that continues somewhere in the future, I hope that's the case. But it's been really awesome. And DD clearly is missing a huge asset in you stepping away. So it's been a pleasure, and I just can't say enough about it. Thank you so much. Thanks for everything you've done.
Dude, I really appreciate that, Terry. And yeah, I agree. If if it makes sense with the new gig and the baby to still be able to commentate, I would love to. I love getting to do that. Specifically though, I like working with Johnny, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, strap that baby Bjorn on. You can do commentary. It's not a big deal. Just
he's not knowledgeable yet, but he will be.
Oh yeah, he will be.
And from what you just said, it sounds like it's not so much that you just want to do commentary. It sounds like it's the only thing you're qualified. I mean, with the compliments you just
I don't
give
know if I'm qualified
Anthony
for that either.
and Danny,
I just got lucky to have an opportunity. That's it.
Yeah, they did real work. You just walked into it. So
100%.
Which is
another gig falls in your lap. I was going
to say all those things that Terry described. Terry, I believe they call that being a professional. Like preparation, learning, being able to carry a show all by himself when Terry needs to run out and do something because, that's what Terry does. Suddenly I look in the booth and I'm like, oh, it's just Robert. All right, Robert can carry it for 12 minutes. But in all seriousness, I can't think, present company included, of a better person to work with than Robert McCall in general. I mean,
Thanks,
I know.
Man.
I'm biased. I always tell everybody I'm biased for Terry, and I know it. I've known the guy forever. But pound for pound, because you're lighter, you are my favorite disc golf commentator.
Man, I appreciate that, Johnny. Thanks so much.
So we were sharing favorite Robert moments. Do you guys have any that I know I've kind of put you on the spot with that, but is there any specific moment that sticks out that you thought was a perfect Robert moment?
When I saw Robert ride the bull he stood up like a surfboard. It was amazing. I've never seen anyone do it.
Yeah. If anyone knows me, you will know that never happened.
Was his hair still perfect even while he was on the bull?
The bull was jealous.
Just perfectly slicked back.
Oh man.
And bull is not a euphemism for anything else here.
No. It was that GBO. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. I would say, I know this is going to be a little off the cuff or a little weird, but one of my favorite Robert moments, honestly, was in Nantucket watching him marry Eric and Tina. Oh. And I think about, we have so many talented people that do so many different things within our sport. And then obviously Robert with that background, but just to see him do that is a whole nother side of our golfers and of our media personalities. And then to watch him take on that role and to have the special people in Eric and Tina, and obviously everyone else is there, and you're in this incredible place on Nantucket Island. I would have to say, as quirky as that is, I think that was one of my favorite moments.
Yeah. That was an unforgettable time for sure. That was a really cool thing to be a part of. Definitely.
And then when we got wasted at the party.
That's right. Totally hammered.
Classic Robert.
Classic Robert. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I enjoy that.
Nice. Very cool. All right. Well, we have some, I don't know if you guys want to stick around and help us with a few disc golf questions if you've got time.
I mean, it seems easy. You guys have been doing it for years.
I'm telling you, if I can do it.
All right. This one's from Robert, not the Robert here on the show, but we have a Robert that wants to know about disc distance between disc. That's what he says. If a speed 5 mid-range disc is thrown nose down and a speed 8 fairway disc is thrown nose down at the same speed, and if a train is going, no, just kidding. At the same speed, how much further would the 8 go compared to the 5?
About 30 feet. Next question.
3.
Exactly.
3 speed minus
3
5
speed different.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny, you're hired.
Boom, passed the exam.
I did this test on my channel a while ago. I took a putter, a mid, a fairway driver, and a distance driver, threw them all. I had my radar gun to get the same speed, and it's about 30 feet difference.
For real?
So
Wow.
like 10 feet per
I'll buy that.
speed.
All right.
Yeah, it was like 10% probably is probably better because there was a bit of a bigger difference between the fairway and the distance driver, but roughly 30 feet.
I can dig
None
it.
of us watched Danny's videos. No, or we would have known that.
Oh, it was not a high quality video, but it's done.
All right. Well, science. There you go. This question is specific for Eric McCabe. An
Sup?
interesting life question.
Life.
Sup, DGAM fam. This is a question for Eric. I was wondering if you wouldn't be able to be a disc golfer or a pro fisher, what job would you want to have?
A pro fisherman. Then.
He just says fisher. I just read the questions.
Man, that's such a tough.
Sometimes I can't even do that. So
That's true.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's use the word read loosely.
Very accurate. No, that's a super tough question for me to answer because I've been playing disc golf longer than I haven't been playing.
Yeah.
Golf, if that makes sense. I've been playing for 25, going on almost 30 years now. It's ridiculous how long I've been playing. So, yeah, I have no idea. I have absolute no idea what I'd be doing.
I'm sorry, I don't know this, but Emac, did you ever take any college classes?
I did. I actually went to
Okay.
school and graduated with
Okay.
a graphic arts degree. I
There you
did
go.
graphic arts, but it was just something that like with Robert, it just kind of I fell into it. It was something that was happening. Like it wasn't even like a real college. It was like a technical college, like that was across the street from our high school. So it was just one of those things that I could go early, graduate from high school early and get through that program. And I did. And then as soon as it was over, I pretty much hit the road full time. So
wow. I'd be interesting to hear from everybody. Real quick though, we got a super chat from Chris Carpenter, $10. Thank you for that, Chris. And then we got a DocZen $3 super chat. Paige Shoe's favorite Robert moment, the ticket. Do you know what he's talking about, Robert? The ticket?
Nope.
Did you get a speeding ticket? Did you get a indecent
I got
exposure
Loitering,
ticket?
indecent.
I got a speeding ticket. No to any of those. I did get a speeding ticket driving Paige Pierce's van back to Emporia from DFW because it didn't
Maybe
have
that's what he's
freaking
thinking.
cruise control.
yeah.
Yes, they do give out tickets for cruise not having.
No. Hold on.
License
It was
When I don't have cruise control, I just put my foot to the floor.
It was one. Okay, listen, it was 1 a.m. I was just dying to get home, and it's a 6-hour drive. I wasn't paying attention. I was just trying to get home, and yeah, I got pulled over for doing like 89 and a 75, not on purpose.
I do that on the weekend.
I'm saying,
Wow.
thank you.
All right, so let's go around the horn though. Danny, if disc golf wasn't your thing, what do you think you would be doing?
Ooh, I was waiting tables. I was waiting tables before you messaged me on Facebook, so it would suck, but probably still that. I was really
Really?
bad at it.
Right.
I tried really hard, but I have a terrible memory. I was bad at it. So like it's a good thing I'm not.
Gotcha. What about you, Anthony?
I've always thought sports photography is super cool. I'm awful at it. Terrible. I would be a very poor photographer.
Well, it's not something you have to be good at.
I'm kind of yeah.
I mean,
in this ideal hypothetical world, I'm the best sports photographer.
there you go.
Interesting. What about you, Johnny V?
I grew up wanting to do special effects for movies
Oh.
until I realized I have like zero artistic skill. Like I couldn't even fall into graphic design. There was like zero. Like, it is bad. In an ideal world, I'd be really good at that. If not, I'm kind of doing what I love. I mean, other than disc golf, I get to work at an IT job and
Yeah.
I take over an entire conference room whenever I feel like it. This isn't my art, by the way. This is just.
What about you, Terry?
I feel like I would probably be promoting some other niche, either sport or activity, event promoter type, something that's definitely really dynamic, something that changes up a lot. I wouldn't be sitting in an office 9 to 5. I don't know. It would be probably promoting or working with, some kind of event planning, promotions, things of that nature. So
Was there anything
probably not too far.
on your radar before you decided to do disc golf? Was there another sport that you thought, I might dabble into that?
Not really, because
No?
like Eric, I was introduced to disc golf when I was in like 7th grade, so the mid 90s, and just disc golf was so exciting to me all throughout. I was touring around as a teenager as much as I could, or into college and playing every single weekend, and then I got into running events think I ran my first PDGA event when I was like 17 or 18. And from there, I was like, yeah, I really enjoy doing this stuff on the back end as well. So event promoting and planning. Quick side note. One of my first ever tournaments, I was encouraging people to use this thing called PayPal to pre-register. And I was trying to get them to sign up for PayPal accounts because there was a $5 referral back to me if somebody also signed up and created their PayPal account. I remember those days. So anyway,
let's be honest, you were not in the 7th grade in the mid 90s either.
No, I was wait, you and I are how old?
Graduate like 96, right? You graduated
early 90s, Terry. You were in 7th grade in the early
sorry,
90s.
early. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know Emac was showing his grip, and it's very similar to mine. And I think a lot of people our age that grew up kind of had that stacked grip as opposed to a general power grip.
Yep, I agree.
Gotcha. For me, I would be doing something media. I know that before disc golf, I was working at a credit union, and I had actually I'd worked in IT. I convinced our manager to buy me some video equipment so I could create some internal videos, training videos, and I ended up creating a lot of internal video training videos. I convinced the CEO to create a podcast for, again, internal use for the credit union. So yeah, I would think media. I always fell into media no matter where I was. The church I would go to, somehow I'd end up be the person running the slideshow or doing something with the audio or something. So I always ended up media for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Robert? If disc golf
think
never was part of your life, what do you think you'd still be doing?
Yeah. This is not really based on, it's like slant related to current expertise for me. Okay. So I love music. Love it. I am an average musician, like just very okay, but I have a pretty decent ear for it. So I think I would really like music production. I think that'd be really fun. And then, in kind of an opposite way, I've always thought voice acting would be really cool. Just like voicing over stuff for people. If you need someone who has an authoritative sounding voice, I've got it.
In a world.
Weren't y'all convinced right there?
I want to see an audition for In a World.
In a world. I mean, just something like that. You could.
I was in the world. That's crazy. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I feel like I am in a world. That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So, who knows? We'll see.
I think, Robert, honestly, I think they have websites for stuff like that where you can go and put your voice out there. And if you have like a mini booth set up at your new place, I know a guy who knows some audio stuff. So
that's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you.
Find Robert McCall on Fiverr.
That's right.
Saying crap. Say crap in like your most movie announcer.
Do you need someone to say crap a lot? I've got it.
I'm your crap guy. All right. So to end this show, we're going to do something, a request that Robert had a couple of episodes ago. Yes. We did Bobby's life tips. So we'll have Terry and Johnny stay with us so they can give us their feedback on my life tips. So these are everyday things to kind of help you. Another term is life hacks. So here we go. Bobby's life tips. For you non-smokers, do you ever feel left out when your friends go outside for a cigarette?
What's outside?
Yeah.
We're in a pandemic. I'm sorry.
Start carrying sparklers. Now you will have a reason to ask for a light, and you can just hang out for a while.
Thank you.
It's hard to argue with that, right, Johnny? You can't.
I think you've nailed it. I mean, the problem is usually sparklers are relatively large, and they burn out relatively quick.
Well, you don't have to stay out for very long. Yeah, we're in a pandemic, so you don't have to be out for very long.
I'm going to say most places employee manuals have a special provision for smoke breaks and sparkler breaks. That's great. Good idea, Bobby.
Life tip number 2.
I was just going to say real quick, it will finally put, for me, I think it's a good one. It will also finally put to rest anytime someone says, "Hey, is that a sparkler in your pocket?" Like they will know it's clearly me getting ready for sparkler break.
I'm going on my sparkler break.
All right. Do you keep forgetting to replace the batteries in your smoke alarm? Until your next trip to the store for batteries, just hang up one of those Jiffy Pop popcorns. And when you hear crackling, grab your popcorn and get out.
Thank you, Bobby.
It helps with the smell too.
Yes.
It's like if you're deaf, that might be like an option because then you'll just smell it. You'll be like, oh, there's probably a fire.
Yeah. No, if anyone has lived in a shared environment, you know that burnt popcorn is the last thing you want to be smelling for like the next 6 months.
Got to get there faster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
way
see-
worse than the fire at your place. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Listen,
My house is burnt
Just
down,
saying.
and boy, does it stink.
It stinks.
All right, life lesson or life tip number 3. We all love bagels, but they can be hard to cut and get 2 even slices. Just try sticking your finger through the hole, and that will help stabilize the bagel as you slice away.
Thank you, Bobby.
There's nothing that could go wrong with this.
No.
Perfectly stabilized bagel.
My only take would be that one, unfortunately, is probably useless for someone like Robert, because I feel like if there's anyone on this panel that already has a bagel slicer,
Probably.
there's one at the McCall house.
Yeah, you're darn tootin'. I love bagels.
Or maybe the smartest one to buy pre-sliced bagels. So there you go.
No. That takes the
Get
flavor
outta
out.
here.
Our last Bobby's life tips. You know, when you make pasta, you have to use boiling water. Well, to save time, you should take a few gallons of water, boil it at the beginning of the week, and then freeze them for later.
Thank you.
Got your boiling water ready to go.
Can you just put it in like a plastic bag? I guess if it's a freezer bag, it'll be all right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Then your boiled water is ready, man.
Ready to go.
ready to go. Just put it in the pan and drop your noodles. in.
These are the worst, but thank you for coming up with them. I have truly been entertained.
Well, Robert will expect you to send him one a week,
Yes,
you
please.
know, via email. You know,
Yes.
the Cool Daddy Slick Breeze email server.
There you go.
Yep.
So, absolutely. So that was for you, Robert. Life tips. from
Thank
Bobby.
you. Thank you. I appreciate you putting those together.
Well, Terry and Johnny, thank you guys so much for not tuning in, but joining us to say farewell to Robert. I'm sure you guys have stuff you need to get to, so I'll let you go. But thank you guys so much. Oh, yeah.
No, I'm good.
I just had one clarification. With us coming in and you know helping do all this stuff for Robert, all the super chats during the time while we were on the show, those of course get redirected.
So thank you, Terry. I'm sure you've got to go. I appreciate all your time.
Are we not going to go for 3 more hours? Is that
Oh, yeah, that's
And you guys call
figured
this a
we'd-
podcast.
I figured we just roll right into Smashbox.
Yeah.
I mean,
Again, in all seriousness, thank you guys. We can't say enough good things about Robert,
Always.
and I know everyone at Dynamic Disc is going to miss him as well as all of the viewers out there that are tuning in every week to see and hear him. So, Robert, we love you, buddy. We wish you the best, and hopefully there's a way that we can cross some paths and work together more in the future, along with everyone else here on the chat and in the Zoom call. We all know that Dynamic carries disc golf media like really no other company out there, and that's always why it's been so fun to work with the entire DD family, including Robert. And it's always been a pleasure. So any opportunity we have at Smashbox or with whatever we're working on, we love all you guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
just because
Thank you.
Robert's
Thank you,
leaving
Terry.
doesn't mean he's getting rid of us. I mean,
That's right.
He's friends with us on Facebook. I mean, we will find him no matter where he is and drag him into something disc golf related.
For sure. I'm sure we'll be in touch.
All right, guys. Well, thank you again for having us, Robert.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love you, buddy. Love the rest of you guys. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much.
Of course.
I'm still reeling from Bobby's life tips, so I need to collect myself if we're going to finish the podcast now.
I got to tell you, when I was writing these out, the one with the boiling water, I found that one, and I read it like 5 times, and I kept laughing every time I read it.
I love that.
So
You
freaking
crushed it.
ridiculous. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. All right. Well, yeah, that's it for this episode. Again.
Say my favorite Robert moment.
Oh, you did. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
No, I didn't.
Is it
Oh, you
coming
didn't?
up
Okay,
when
go for
we
it.
Off the air.
It was when I found out Robert was quitting.
Goodbye, Toby.
Oh, man. I should have performed that song.
Yeah. See ya.
Great. No, honestly, probably just, I mean, obviously I worked with Robert throughout, his time here at DD, probably more than anybody except maybe not Bobby, but probably every time that we played doubles together was always good. I think we were still undefeated as a team. So
Yeah, we
Sweep
are.
the
Sweep
Leg
the leg.
is our team name, and yeah, it's been good times.
May we always be undefeated.
That's right. Even if we
Excellent.
never play again, we're still undefeated.
I'm saying that's batting 1,000. Yeah. I'm on the same page. That was super fun. And like, it always works out great for us because I'll just throw like a regular person shot and then Eric can just do something crazy and it freaking worked.
And it does. Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's
it
pretty
worked,
cool.
Other times it didn't, but you know, Robert was always right in the middle of the fairway. So good times.
Yeah, man. Super fun.
All right, Robert, well, any parting words to our audience?
Yeah. For the audience, thank you guys so much for tuning in every week. I said this last week and I've told it to plenty of people, but being on Disc Golf Answer Man was definitely my favorite part of working at Dynamic Discs. There have been a lot of fun things I've gotten to do here, a ton, but this was what I look forward to every week for sure. The bet was great. Like we had a ton of fun with that. I got to go to Finland and Sweden working at Dynamic Discs. And play a bunch of tournaments and travel all over. It's been incredible. And so I am very sad to be leaving. Like I'm excited for a new opportunity and a new, like, to be closer to our family. I really am, but man, I'm really sad right now. You know, it's been great living here and working with all you guys, and to the audience, for all you guys tuning in. That's the whole, like, that's the reason we do this. You know, if you weren't here, then it'd just be like, I don't know, just kind of us talking to ourselves. So thank you for tuning. Yeah, it would just be Smashbox burn. But no, truly, sincerely, we appreciate you guys, and I'll miss working with you guys. I'll miss seeing you guys every week, but I won't disappear. I'll be around somewhere. I just don't know to what capacity just yet. We'll see.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, I think I speak for everyone to say that you definitely added an element to the Answer Man show that was unique, awesome, and elevated the show for sure. And all the media work that you did with us. And then, yes, I remember traveling with you, and I remember the first trip we went on together, and I introduced you to the song of the trip. I always had to have some song that we listened to over and over again. Do you remember what it is?
Yeah, it's that Arizona song.
The one where it says like, "I'll be me, you be yourself, you be you, I'll be me." Or something.
No. That was a lot of trips down the road.
Yeah.
No, this was more of a like a
dance,
electronic type, dance type song.
It's something about wrong. Am I wrong, or was I wrong?
Oh,
I was wrong.
I want you to know that I was wrong. Yeah, I could hear it immediately. Yeah, that was day one when I started. Like, I moved my stuff in one day, and we went to Arizona the next day. Me, you, and Jeremy.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And
yeah, and then we had some fun on some disc golf adventures, eating plenty of food, having fun on videos and stuff like that. So yeah.
How close are you going to be to a Torchy's in Texas?
We've got one in San Marcos. 10 minutes max, maybe a little less.
I mean, that's a W, but I'm envious.
It's a big W.
So unfair. Cool.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, we'll wrap this up. Thank you, guys, for tuning into this episode. We appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe on our YouTube channel so you never miss a video, and make sure that you subscribe to us on your favorite podcast app so that you can know when we upload a new episode. We have a lot of new stuff coming out on the audio side and on the video side, so make sure you are tuned in and subscribed and all the good stuff. Thanks, guys.